Good afternoon, world. It is the 4th of December. Happy birthday to my dear friend C. Michael Hurley from Falls Church, Virginia, turning 71 today. Um, and we are here in Waxahachie, Texas,
In a cold walk.
in a cold Waxahachie, Texas. And today is episode number 111 of Grit and Good News. And we're broadcasting from our studio in the shadows of the Ellis County Courthouse. And my name is Jeff Lynch, and I'm your co-host. Capably manning the board is our man Sam Brooks, and I can't make out exactly. Oh, that's the Seattle something
No,
symbol.
that's the Oklahoma. Oh, San Antonio. Yeah,
Spurs. I thought.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, there's our man Scott Brooks.
Hey, bro. Shake today, huh?
Yeah, special.
Thank you for being here. Sammy has on a cool looking. I got it for him. I got it for me, but it's too big for me, so Sammy wears it. But it's what was it? Oh, San Antonio Spurs Nike shirt. He's got a Minnesota one too, and he's got a another one, a Thunder, I think.
They
Although
renamed that thing. Was it called the Hippodrome?
it was called the
The
Hemisphere Arena
Hemisphere.
or the Hemisphere
They
Plaza.
renamed it last
Did
time.
they? Oh, there's Jeff without his uh, yeah, detour. Anyway, thank you for being here. We do this show every Tuesday and Thursday. You know that already, noon to 1 o'clock Central Standard Time. Hey Terry, good to have you here. Does that thing have a silent button on
Yeah,
it?
I'm going to try to reach it.
Oh my goodness, where's my detour sign? But thank you for being here. We have lots of fun, at least we do in this room, and we think by the if the emails and texts and comments we get or any indication you're enjoying it too. Just simple guys having a good time. We're not trying to be the best podcast in the entire world. If that were so, we might give way to some things that we don't want to give way to. So we just like to keep it real and have a good time. So we always start out with Sammy goes out based on the number episode that we have today, which is Jeff just told you 111. There are no jerseys out in the world today that I know of that are number 111. So in this case, we go with the real, what can be a number. In this case, number 11. So, Sammy, what sport we start with?
Starting off with NFL. Do y'all have
NFL.
any?
Yeah,
One.
I don't. Well, I don't. I got more than one, but I'm not saying they're notable of any sort, really.
Okay.
Although I know them, but Carson Wentz.
Yeah, no.
Well, he's one of them, but
Yeah, he's not on the list. I'm gonna start off with Larry Fitzgerald,
yeah,
Drew Bledsoe.
yeah.
He played for the
Patriots and the Cowboys.
Yeah, yeah. Alex Smith. He almost had
Yeah.
lost his leg.
That's right.
Julio Jones, probably my favorite receiver
Yeah.
of all
Know
time.
what his number was at Bama?
8. Yeah, that's weird. I didn't know that. Phil Simms,
Yeah.
Giants QB.
Yeah.
Danny White. Y'all remember Danny?
Yeah, for Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
It said that he played QB and he punted sometimes.
He did, and he was the backup to
Roger Staubach.
Roger Staubach.
Roger Staubach. Nice. And then we end
But
with.
then he did start for a while after Roger.
Mhm.
And then we end with Julian Edelman, the wide receiver.
Yeah, for the Patriots.
He had that catch in that Super Bowl.
Yeah, there are plenty of number 11s out there, but those are all the good ones. AJ Brown, for the
AJ
Eagles,
Brown,
right now. That dude's got an attitude problem, and he needs to quit wearing those orange shoes, for God's sake. Their colors are green.
Okay.
All right.
Moving over to NBA.
NBA, we got number 11 will be Isaiah Thomas
for the Pistons.
Pistons, yeah.
Yep.
BJ Armstrong. Is he in there for the Bulls? No. Okay.
I'll start off with my boy Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson, yeah.
Probably one of the best shooters of all time.
You ever notice how Klay walks?
He walks.
He walks like he walks like he's pretending to be a dunk.
Yeah.
Like Gomer Pyle.
Especially like when he makes a three. Like I watched the game last night. He made a 3. They called him timeout. He walked back to the bench. Oh. And then we go to Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
He wears 11 right now.
Yeah.
Yao Ming for his whole career. Isaiah Thomas, like you said. Bob McAdoo.
Yep.
For the Braves.
You know where the Braves originated?
I don't remember the city.
Maury
Buffalo.
would know that. Yeah.
Elvin Hayes.
Yeah.
He played for the Bullets.
Yeah. Well, now the Wizards.
Yeah. So it was the Washington Bullets.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we got Brooke Lopez, kind of a
You know why? You know why it's now called the Wizards instead of the Bullets?
No.
For the same reason the Guardian are now the
Bullets
Guardian.
are violent and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. MLB. These are kind of old people, how they usually are, but do you have any for MLB?
MLB number 11. Let's see. Yes, I know one.
Who?
Brett Gardner for the New York Yankees.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's on there. I'll start with
His son
Paul.
just died recently.
I'll start with Paul Wayner. I didn't get his team. He's a old timer.
Yeah.
Very good. Barry Larkin
Yeah.
for the
Reds,
Reds.
shortstop.
Edgar Martinez
Yeah,
for
for
the
the
Mariners.
yeah.
Luis Aparicio.
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 Good, Sammy, a pitcher.
Yep. Jim Fragosi for the
Fregosi.
Angels.
Yeah.
Hal McRae,
Yep. For the
Royals.
Royals.
Brett Gardner, and then Wayne Garrett for the Mets.
Very good. All right. Do we have any number 11s in
All
hockey?
right, NHL. You want to guess? One
No,
guess?
because I want to hear you pronounce a couple of them first.
Okay, I'll start with Mark Messier. Messier. Messier.
Messier.
Messier.
Messier.
I got it
Sammy
right. I got it right.
Messier.
How about
Messier.
you got anything about his 5 cups?
I didn't write it down, but he played for the Rangers.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
4 with the Oilers, 1
One
with
with
the
the
Rangers.
Rangers. Okay.
Yeah.
Daniel Alfredson.
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 For the
Played
Senators.
yeah.
Mike Gartner for the Capitals. I like this dude's name. Saku Kavu.
Koivu.
For the
Koivu.
Ducks and some other team. We got Brendan Gallagher, and then I'll end with Jordan Stale.
Very good, Sam.
I thought he was going to have to stumble his way on Gilbert Perreault. Gilbert Perreault
I didn't get that
Part
one.
of the French Connection in Buffalo.
in Buffalo. Alexander Mogilny, the first Russian drafted in the NFL. And J.P. Parisi on the expansion North Stars, father of the great Zach Parisi.
Yeah. You know who the other two members of the French Connection in Buffalo were?
Rainy Robert.
Yep.
I don't even know
Was
what you're
there
talking about.
Rick Martin.
Rick Martin.
And I don't know if in France they pronounce Martin Martin. I don't ever recall him being called that. Maury would know, but I think it's Rick Martin.
Yeah.
Anyway, very good, Sam.
I love the Rene Robert.
Yeah, that is a great name. Yeah. So anyway, there is a lot going on in this world. So we got that out of the way. Cowboys Lions tonight. Jeff's all decked out in his cowboy attire from head to toe. Really,
Yeah, I got this.
very nice. Yeah,
Sweatpants, yeah.
It's win or go home. You gotta dress out.
Cowboys are 6-5-1 right now. The Lions are 7-4. It's played in Detroit indoors. So I don't know what the line is, but we're not gamblers here, so we don't know. Do you have it?
I think it's 3. I think it opened at
The Lions
5.5.
3. So Cowboys
by
minus
3.
3. I take the Cowboys on
In
that.
the over under, they're the only game with an over above 50. It was somewhere in the low 50s.
This, but on paper, you would think would be a shootout. But I don't know. Sometimes when you think it'd be a shootout, it's not a shootout. So the Cowboys win tonight, and they got a real chance.
Yeah, so we play the Lions, and then who else do we have? Do you know?
We've
I
got
got it right here.
Philadelphia again.
No.
We got
we've played Philadelphia twice.
we got Minnesota at home, Chargers at home, and then away at Washington and Giants.
Washington's the last game of the year usually.
Washington's not very good, and then the Minnesota's horrible.
Well, yeah, the only two games that are tough, again on paper, because you look at Buffalo. Buffalo had Miami. You say, well, Buffalo win that, Buffalo loses it, but or the Chargers.
I think they're 8-3.
Who? Buffalo.
Chargers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Chargers. Yeah.
So yeah, there are some injuries I think on both sides of the ball, but we'll see tonight. It's going to be a great game, I think. And the Cowboys won 3 in a row. They've convinced many people that this is the real deal. So tonight, I hate to say it this way because it's not really fair to them, but tonight would be tonight is the deal breaker for me. If they can win, even if they lose and it's close, I think they're proving something. If they lose and they just play like Cowboys do, bless you, then I think the last 3 have been kind of a facade.
Let's talk a little bit about Dan Campbell.
Yeah, Dan Campbell.
Former tight end for the Cowboys.
He played for the Lions too, though, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
And he also coached at New Orleans.
Yeah,
he coached at Miami.
And I wanted to do a little investigating on this. But how many years has he been with Detroit? Like about 5?
Yeah.
Okay. So was that the end of Jason Garrett or the start of Mike McCarthy? What I'm getting
that
at,
would have been at the start of Mike McCarthy.
And so Jerry didn't have the vision to take one of his own who he dearly beloved and give him that job.
I don't think Jerry Jones. Although he just did it with Schottenheimer.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Didn't have that vision then.
And so Schottenheimer, I was listening to a radio guy this morning, and he was talking about Hard Knocks. Evidently, the Cowboys were on it, and they were talking. The guy was talking about how impressed he was with Schottenheimer throughout Hard Knocks, in terms of what he's building at the Cowboys. So, I'm here to say, let's give Schottenheimer a chance. Right now, we beat the last two Super Bowl teams, and the game before that would have been the Raiders. So we expected to win that. But Terry says Cowboys will win out. I think the Cowboys have a decent shot of winning out. The game even more so than tonight, the game that concerns me more is the Charger game.
Yeah.
But I don't know where that game is.
Also, the Washington game kind of scares me because Daniels might be back.
Yeah,
He might come back just to knock us out of playoffs.
Yeah, I
So
don't
Well, if we've won 3 in a row, if we win tonight, it's 4. In Minnesota, it's 5, and Chargers 6. I don't
Yeah.
think they'd call that uh, not a sleeper game. What do you call that? When you overlook somebody.
Yeah,
There's another.
sleeper.
Yeah,
I mean, you
There's
got to
another
be
name for it.
to overlook the team, but
But
taken for granted.
I don't think that'd be the case. Here's the deal on Dan Campbell. I was reading that he was booed in the Philly game, and remember when he started the trend of going for it on 4th down? Okay, he was 0-5 on 4th against Philly.
Yeah.
He's missed 7 in a row. He's still 6th in the league,
It's not going to slow him down, I don't
but
think. Yeah, I don't. I mean, Dan Campbell's a great coach, as far as
and
I'm
he's only
concerned.
50% at home on that.
Yeah.
And so,
I hope he goes for it for tonight.
Well,
yeah,
he will. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't think he's going to slow down. I think the
Yeah.
challenge and it's going to sound weird, and then we need to move on, but I think the challenge for Dan Campbell is Jared Goff. Jared Goff is an elite quarterback, but sometimes Jared Goff just shows up, and you wonder what planet he's been on. Like, what, you can't throw the ball straight to the ground 5 yards in front of the receiver. I mean, he does that, and I'm like, what is going on? And he does it repeatedly. So we'll see if he's on tonight. We got a tough game.
he was in the same draft class as Dak, and
Yeah.
he was the first quarterback picked.
I think he was the first
And
overall.
he was the
pick.
He
first
was
overall,
from Cal.
and Dak was in the 8th, the 135th.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game. So we'll see. Go Cowboys. The Lane Kiffin saga just continues to be a circus.
Have you seen those leaks? Apparently, him
Yeah.
messaging, students
Yeah,
and stuff like that. I don't know.
Lane, I feel stupid now because I was 2 weeks ago, whenever we last talked about it, I've said that about redemption and how Saban gave him a chance and blah blah blah, and he was coming around and talked about Christ and all that sort of. What we're seeing now is the Kiffin that I experienced when I lived in Tuscaloosa, and that Nick Saban got tired of. This guy is something's not right, and whether it's text to students or whether it's mischaracterizing, flat out lying about the locker room meeting when the AD came out yesterday and said that's not what was said in that locker room. Um, and Kiffin playing the victim that he can't coach his team, but he's getting playoff money, bonuses. I just go to LSU and do whatever you think you can do, and we'll see. But there are recruits now that were headed to LSU that are saying I'm rethinking this because I mean, I don't want to play for a circus. I don't want to play. I never. And I played small level basketball all the way through college. That's how I went to college. And I had 2 coaches, and not one of them ever made any member of our teams feel like they were the most important thing. We were all the important thing. And both of them put us ahead of himself. In this case, Lane Kiffin is the matinee idol wannabe. And his teams, these kids have gotten tired of that. So we'll see what happens. LSU and Kiffin deserve each other. How do you like that?
I like it. I like it.
All right. Let's see. Big weekend for conference champs. Are we ready to do some quick picking? Terry, let's see. Terry said, you think Mike Tomlin will be back as man, that's going south in a hurry. And Tomlin's been there 20 years, I think, or
Tomlin,
16 or 18.
since I've been alive, is the best coach I've ever seen. He's never had a losing season.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I think that he probably, there's a point at which you need a new start. But it's a great question. They are talking about him going and maybe going to Penn State, which would be interesting.
Oh wow.
So let's do some picking of some games. This weekend is championship weekend.
We're just
Uh,
gonna do the four big ones.
we're going to do the four big ones. So let's start with the most obscure of them all. ACC has Duke versus Virginia.
Man, that I do not like hearing
And by
that.
the way, it's not the way they've restructured the playoffs that it doesn't matter who wins that game. They don't automatically get in.
None of them are getting in.
Yeah.
And is
Well, no,
anybody from the ACC getting in?
I don't know. We'll
Virginia,
see.
Virginia's 16.
Huh.
Virginia might. If Virginia wins and wins handily, maybe they will.
Yeah.
But I
I'll
think,
take Virginia.
yeah, okay.
Who is it?
Virginia and Duke.
I'll take Duke.
Okay, Duke. We
Yeah.
got the Big 10. No, let's go Big 12. We got BYU against Texas Tech.
Texas Tech.
All right.
Texas Tech.
So we got
Give,
Texas
give me a
Tech. I think
tortilla.
I wonder if I can't remember. That game may be here.
It might be.
It is at ATT Stadium
On Saturday.
at Saturday at 11.
Okay, Saturday at 11. So BYU Tech, who you got, Sam?
Tech. They've been playing
Who you
great.
got?
Tech.
I'll go. I didn't tell you my first game, Virginia, and I'll take BYU.
Okay.
That's for you, Kennedy, if you're watching. All right, Big 10, Ohio State and Indiana. That will be played, I believe, in Indianapolis indoors.
At
Is
the
that right?
Lucas Oil Stadium.
Where's
4
the
o'clock.
is Duke, Virginia, in Atlanta? Does it say?
No, it's at Bank of
Charlotte.
America in
Oh,
Charlotte.
that's outdoors. All right.
7 at night.
Okay.
Oh,
So
it's gonna be
Ohio
cold.
State, Indiana.
I got Indiana.
I got
Oh.
Indiana too.
I got Ohio State.
You got
I don't know. I mean, this is a classic matchup. On paper, it looks like it's going to be a 13-10 slugfest. But
12
two
and 0
very
against
good
12 and 0.
and two Heisman level quarterbacks. So
Indiana has home field though, so
yeah, I don't know
Home
how
state.
far. Yeah,
Well, yeah, definitely. And I don't know enough about that. My pick is just a anti-Ohio State
yeah.
more than
Got it. I got
anything
it.
else.
Terry has Tech for the BYU game.
Sure.
All right, and ready? The SEC championship game. I think it's Saturday afternoon.
3 o'clock
in
the afternoon,
Atlanta,
Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Atlanta.
Bama, Georgia.
Georgia
Gunner
rated number
Stockton.
4.
Gunner Stockton scares nobody. Nobody. Alabama all day long.
Okay, we've already beat them once this
Yeah,
year.
all
Well,
day long.
I'll go back to a couple of years ago. We beat them the same way. This came down. They beat us in the championship game.
Oh,
Uh, and then I think there's a year in which it was reversed. They beat us in the season, and we beat them in the championship game. Who you got?
Not to be vindictive, but I preached a little bit about Kalen DeBoer and how he's got the short leash with the officials, bitching about nothing all
Yeah,
the time. And
yeah.
so I am going for Bama to go down. I'm sorry.
That's all right. You are sorry. Come to think of that. Of course, I've got Bama. The thing about here's the thing, and Terry, it will be a great. Oh, you have the Buckeyes. I'm with you, Terry. But the Bama is 10-2 right now, or not? Yeah, 10-2. Georgia's 11-1. So the committee is already committed to taking two
They
loss
don't.
teams, and there are going to be more than one 2-loss teams in this playoff. Question is, if Bama loses,
yeah. If we lose,
it would be the only three. I think the 3-loss team.
Right
potential.
now, as of this was Monday's, I guess, Texas at 9-3 was the only 3-loss team in it.
In the playoffs, or
at that point.
what? Okay,
I
because
think they're officially out now.
I don't know if they're officially out, but they're on the edge. The question would be, does Bama get in at the three-loss season?
Well, so we would have lost to
We lost to Oklahoma,
Georgia.
and we lost to Florida State. That's the killer.
Well,
Yeah,
if
Florida State.
BYU loses, that would give a little bit more breathing
Now,
room
are
there.
they a 2-loss team right now?
No, they're a one-loss
Yeah.
team.
So it's gonna there will be only one undefeated team going into the playoffs, and so
They will announce this Tuesday.
it's either Tuesday or they might do it on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure.
And we forgot about the North Texas and Tulane game.
Yeah, we haven't forgotten about it, but it's not on our on this radar.
I don't really think.
What do you think, Tulane or North Texas?
North Texas.
Did the coach already leave?
I think they're allowing him to coach.
If he's
Yeah.
still coaching, I'll take North Texas.
He is.
Well, and Tulane's coach, same
Left
thing.
too. Oh,
Well, no, he didn't leave, but he's going to Florida.
yeah. Okay.
So you got North Texas coach going to Oklahoma State. Tulane's coach is going to Florida,
Florida.
and they're both, I think, coaching the rest of the
North
playoffs.
North Texas leads the nation in scoring.
Where do they play? Does it say?
Yeah, they do.
They lead the nation.
New Orleans in Ullman Stadium.
Wow.
Oh, where that is?
I don't know.
Maybe on the campus.
It's not the
of-
Saints, is it?
No, that's a Superdome. But anyway, I think in that case, I want to see North Texas do well. I think Tulane is as close to a Power Four conference team as there is.
These are all going to be on Saturday.
All day Saturday.
gonna be good.
I really overextended myself on that much college ball knowledge.
Well,
But
you
but
yeah,
you guys
I
have
mean,
been prepping me. You guys have been pushing me.
my precious wife, who lets me watch a lot of football, but we end up watching a lot of our series that we love too. Uh, Saturday is another jam-packed day. I mean, this is just football stuff, season, whatever. Pardon us, our little things, or it went down. All right, just tell us if we have anything.
And I'll be
So,
out of, I won't watch a game on Saturday probably.
yeah.
Well, maybe some night.
Well, there you have it. So, Tarnations. So, as you know, you know what? Next show, Sammy, if I'm going to try to remember, I want to do a video of Jed Clampett on Beverly Hillbillies saying what in the Tarnation, so everybody knows. I mean, everybody knows it's not hard to figure out, but it'd be good to let people see where we're coming from on that. But my Tarnation, which is what in the world's going on around here, Somalis in Minnesota, where you once lived. Are going down. They're going down. And I'll be damned, $1 billion in fraud under the hands, supposedly watchful eye of Tim Walz, the biggest dork on the planet.
You know, I hear that number. What did they do? How did
Well,
they?
it's a combination of things, but
And I'm not questioning it. Don't get me wrong.
no, I got you. But it has to do with COVID. It has to do with real estate. It has to do with other government entitlement funds, Medicaid, Medicare, that kind of stuff. So it's an aggregate amount of
Mhm.
money coming from an aggregate number of sources and means of fraud. But and Ilhan Omar, which is she has no business being in any place in Washington D.C. or state politics or local politics. The only reason she's there is because she's got that Somali community, her district, and they vote her in. And so
And
it's
that's
it's
how
a
it can
racket.
happen in the House versus the
Yeah.
Senate.
So you put she's the essentially they're putting the fox. She's the fox that is I don't know about Garden Hen House, but she's the fox they send to Washington, and I think it's going to be proven enables all this stuff to happen. And whether or not Walls is aware of it, who knows? But we'll find out. But that needs to be taken care of. They don't assimilate. They don't speak our language. They live in their own community. They dress the same way they always dress. They're just Somalia replanted in Minneapolis of all places. And I'm with Trump. Send them home. We wouldn't allow that to happen in Waxahachie. I guarantee you, we would not allow a group, whether they're from Somalia or Saudi Arabia or any other, Sudanese, I don't care. We wouldn't allow that to happen, and they shouldn't allow it to happen. And
Right.
certainly when there's fraud to that level going on. And let's see. One more thing on Tarnation. As you know, I have been for many months now quite neck deep, if you will, in trying to address the wrongs that I think were committed against a young woman named Hannah Dillard here in Ellis County in the court system. I think there are 4 women over there who have participated in a degree of corruption that manifested itself or resulted in Hannah Dillard, a first-time offender, non-fatal DWI accident that injured people. She pled guilty, has paid a $1.3 million in restitution, blah, blah, blah. And got 12. She got a more extreme sentence than almost most people who end up with deaths as a result of their either reckless driving or the DWI. This is a story out of the Tulsa World. It came to me yesterday. I believe it was just in the past week that this ran. I'm not going to read it all to you, but let me just read this part to you. The headline is Woman Gets Probation in Deadly Rogers County Crash. A woman has been sentenced to probation with 1 year of home confinement after she pleaded guilty earlier to causing a 2022 Rogers County vehicle crash that resulted in the death of an Arkansas man. The woman, who's 32, from Broken Bow. She was drunk. She hit a guy. She was 1.5 times the legal limit. She was on a county road, crossed the center line, hit a vehicle driven by a guy named John Herman of Arkansas, killing him. She got 1 year. 1 year. What is it? What is the exact? Uh, she got was sentenced Wednesday in Tulsa federal court to 5 years probation, with the first year confined to her home, with the exception of travel to work and other approved locations. Hannah Dillard, no deaths, paid 1.3 million in restitution, pled guilty. 4 people, at least, well, 3 at the time here in this county, Judge Cindy Ermatinger, prosecutors Grace Panathuri and Sherry Roeder, participated in a railroading of a young woman who's now 36. Uh, First time offense, non-fatal, 12 years. 12 years. And I am in no way justifying what Hannah's mistake caused or was or anything like that. Neither is Hannah or anybody involved in this. Hannah pled guilty and has tried to pay as much restitution as she can, both monetarily and every other way, intangibly, by participating in prison reforms and prison Christian spirituality and all that sort of thing. And yet I continue to get these stories.
And I couldn't agree more with you. Let me tell you what's the problem. It's what I've said before. Don't give somebody an ability to do something and criticize them if they do. When you have sentencing guidelines,
Yeah.
and they're wide, and guess what? In that guideline, 12 was in the guideline. It wasn't out of the guideline. So they did something that they can legally do.
They did.
It wasn't fair, but the biggest problem, you dial that back. Don't give them the opportunity to do that. Don't make that sentencing guideline so wide.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
well,
saying.
there's a fundamental flaw there. You're right. This lady was offered a plea deal
Right.
in Tulsa. She got 1 year and home confinement. Hannah was offered two times in the process, 8.5 year, or eight, maybe it's eight. I can't remember, eight
Yeah.
or 8.5 plea deals. She rejected both because her attorneys were convinced she was going to get something like this.
Yeah.
Well, not only did she reject them, the prosecutors offer her an 8-year plea deal. In a meeting I had with the prosecutors, and they're lying about it now in their affidavits, but the point they made emphatically was we actually offered her a 4-year plea deal. My question was, at the time they said that, whether it's a 4-year or 6-year or 8-year, and you end up recommending to the jury that she get 12, why did you jump from 8.5 or 8 to 12? Why did you jump from 4 to 12? If Hannah never got the plea deal the 4-year plea deal was never presented to her. So somebody unethically and criminally, in my opinion, dropped the ball, in my opinion, purposefully, so that Hannah wouldn't get the opportunity to agree to it. She'd be out today.
Right.
And so for those I mentioned, we're not stopping in what bar. We reached out to the Texas bar. I'm going to expose every bit of this until I am pushing up daisies, and not to be nasty or mean. These people were my friends, but and I don't get anything out of this. I can assure you, I don't get anything out of it other than knowing we have contributed to hopefully setting somebody free. And shame on these people in our county who walk around, have the audacity to walk around and act like I'm a Christian and prayer and all this other BS, when you do to another human being what you've done to Hannah Dillard. Is unacceptable. All right. Do you have Tarnations?
I have a Tarnation.
Okay. What is it?
I've told you many times, my wife and I love to sit with the newspaper, reading different sections, sharing different parts.
Yeah.
And I'm a nitpicker. I've had many mistakes, corrections printed, mostly in Fort Worth and here because they're more receptive to admitting their mistakes over there. But there's this particular writer, Calvin Watkins, in the sports section. I see him making dangling modifiers all the time.
Yeah.
And my wife says, "Why are you looking for mistakes?" I say, "I never look for a mistake. They jump out at me." My
Mhm.
dad, a stickler for the English language, fluent in Russian,
Yeah.
great linguist.
Yeah.
He detested dangling modifiers. He had 3 favorites, and I can only remember 2 of them. And one of them is throw the pig over the fence some corn.
Yeah.
The
That's a
other
good
one
one.
is for sale a piano by a lady with mahogany legs.
Yeah.
You understand what a dangling modifier is?
Sammy, it's where you misappropriate a phrase or words in a sentence.
They're putting it at the end where it was describing something in the start of it.
Yeah.
In this morning's paper, they're talking about the Prescott versus Joff, and it says talking about Prescott.
Yeah.
On Thursday, he'll make his 135th start against the Detroit Lions. He's played the Detroit Lions
Yeah.
135 times?
Right.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's a good example.
What it's supposed to say is, rephrase it. He's
100, and what is his?
in tonight's game against the Detroit Lions, he'll be making his 135th start.
Yeah, that's right. That's a
Okay.
good example. Yeah.
So
Yeah. It is. As somebody who
it,
writes
it
for a living,
infuriates me.
I make sure I don't do it, and I'll go to every source I can to make sure if there's a question about a sentence that I've written that I'm saying it the
Right.
right way. And sometimes I'm told I'm saying it the wrong way, and it still doesn't read right. But I go with what I'm told as being the proper way. It is very annoying. It can distract from the message.
God rest your soul, Dad.
Yeah.
I'm carrying your torch for you.
There you go.
All righty.
All right. So let's talk about Sammy. In that video I sent you about Ernest, is there him talking?
Yeah.
Okay. So we didn't get to this topic the other day, or maybe we just touched on it. But Ernest Jones is a Seattle Seahawk in the NFL. He's had a tough life. He has every reason in this world to be bitter and angry and uh, whatever else characteristic you want to say. But this is a man who has now become pretty notable because of what he's doing with what he's experienced in life. And I'll just set this up by saying Jordan Peterson, if you've ever seen Jordan Peterson, the great psychologist or psychiatrist and Christian who often talks and has with people on video and shares those videos, says that life is an adventure. I've said this to my Sunday school class. Life is an adventure. And so if we look at it in that way, if we say, okay, our life is an adventure, no different than if we compared it to a walk through a mountain range.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to have highs and lows. I'm going to hurt myself. I'm going to fall down. I'm going to be lost. All these different things that metaphorically, using those as metaphors, the same thing applies to our daily walk of life.
Right.
And so Jordan Peterson says if we can consider it that way, the adventure, that it's an adventure, we'll just keep going, and that we can embrace the adventure, the pitfall, the whatever challenge we might face. Ernest Jones has done the same thing. Go ahead.
Well, and before you roll it, when you're listening to this, remember the perspective. He did not say this to create fame. He was speaking from his heart to his teammates who had battled and knocked off Philly.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's just talking about the inspiration he had for the game today.
Yeah.
And you know, he didn't care anything
Yeah,
about
it's not
us
about
talking
him.
about it.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't. He has no idea.
So roll it, Sam.
4th and 1, red zone, another pick. You run to the ball finds energy, and a touchdown.
Boom.
Ernest Jones.
That was the coach speaking there.
Real quick, I just want to say this, man. Been through a lot this year, but earlier this week, I told a couple of guys this, man. I found myself feeling stuck, bro, and I found myself feeling like I was missing something. And what I was missing was God, man. I got back on my knees. I started back praying, bro, and just look at what we got, man. Look at what's there, bro. So I say that to say, it's bigger than this interception. It's bigger than that, bro. I got my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ back, and I'm with my boys.
By the way they clapped when the coach said giving a game ball to
Yeah.
Ernest. I think, and this is as much to me as more to me than anybody else. Because we all experience tough things, whether it's trauma, tragedy, deep sorrow, fear, all those things. We all experience them. No one has a market on living a life void of those things. And if we simply can remember that whatever happens to us today even things that knock us down for a while, are part of our adventure. And that if we realize, just like we're going through a mountain pass, we keep going, we will eventually either, uh, if we don't make it, it'll be because we went home to be with the Lord, hopefully,
Right.
or life ended.
Right.
For those of us that are Christian, then we can believe that where we go is better than what we've ever experienced before. If we continue on the mountain pass, that we will eventually get to where we want to go. And that's what Ernest Jones is saying. There's a lot more there. I've got the story here, but Ernest Jones is not by design, certainly, but by authenticity, a great example of what Jordan Peterson says how we ought to look at life.
And you know, I made that point very strongly in the Thanksgiving poem I read last week. It's in today's Sun, and I know that I carried a lot of bitterness over something that happened in my life for a long time, and only when I had a realization, and I said, if that thing that happened that I'm bitter about hadn't happened, then such and such wouldn't happen, and such and such and such and such, and I would not be in this chair today having this
Yeah,
conversation. My whole life really changed for the better
yeah.
because of something I thought was devastating and I carried bitterness about.
That's the message Jordan
That's the
Peterson said.
message. Okay.
Is that what we may think is the worst thing of all turns out to be the best thing of all because it put us on the right path, or the path that God
It's
wanted us
called
on.
the cumulative effect.
Yeah, it is called the cumulative effect. So I just wanted to share with you that no matter who we're talking about, uh, and I've often said that wealthy people carry a burden that we don't, those of us who aren't wealthy don't understand. And not that they need any sympathy for their wealth, but they do need prayers, and they do need to know that they're still. I, I, I have friends that have a lot of money because they've worked hard and been successful. And I often say to them, I will sit and listen to you anytime you want it, because I know they're dealing with things that we might believe money gets them through, but money makes it worse for
Right.
them. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you, or we wanted to share that with you about Ernest Jones.
And I
So
want to
Ernest
wrap up
Jones,
with
Seattle
one
Seahawks.
thing on that.
Yeah.
Okay. When I heard that, I thought of a famous quote by Gail Sayers, and you've probably heard it. God is first, others are second, and I am third.
Yeah, that's right.
And
That's
and and then I was validating that quote, and I see that there's an autobiography by him called "I Am Third." And Rita, if you're watching, you can put that on my Christmas list.
yeah,
"I
there
Am
you go.
Third" by Gail
There you
Sayers.
go. It's the same thing. There's a movement called I Am Second. Same thing. And then oftentimes you'll hear people in church talk about the acronym JOY as an acronym: Jesus first, others second, yourself last. And really and truly, when you think about it, that's
Yeah,
where you find joy.
right.
So there you have it. If you see, I think is he number 35, Sammy? You don't know? Seattle Seahawks, Ernest Jones, platform. Yeah, defensive back, I think, or linebacker. All right, let's talk about. We're going to skip this. We have a block here, a segment on term limits. We write about it tomorrow in our Great and Good News on Substack.com for $5 a month. You can get all kinds of content from Sammy, Jeff, and I, or me. And tomorrow's primary content is about the need for term limits and what it really would do for this country. We'll move this to Tuesday
Yeah.
because there's a lot we want to share with you on that about what the benefits to the country would be. So we're going to jump to, let's talk about this new hoax. All right. So we have hoaxes out there. We see them all the time. I would say in the last 10 years, the mainstream media has become the uh, what do I call it?
Main source, main
Yeah,
source of them.
mainstream
Yeah.
media. That's what Russ used to call
Mhm.
it. Mainstream hoaxers out there. Let me just real quickly tell you what in the past, I think 10 years, these hoaxes, some ones you'll know, ones maybe some you don't know. Russia collusion. Trump called neo-Nazis fine people. That was the story. Still, Biden would still repeat it that in Charlotte when there was a mass murder, Trump said there are nice people on both sides of this issue. They use that to say Trump likes neo-Nazis of all things. Jesse Smollett, remember him getting beat up,
In
had
Chicago,
arranged for himself to get
actor.
beat up.
Yeah.
the Bubba Wallace and the NASCAR saga about there was he said there was a noose. Bubba Wallace is black. There was a noose in his garage at a racetrack when in fact it was the rope to up and down the garage door.
I got
Kavanaugh,
one of those in my garage,
yeah,
in my attic.
the
Yeah, yeah.
Kavanaugh and Supreme Court, lab leak, border agents whipping migrants. Uh, let's see.
Oh, and they tackled a person.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Trump built cages for migrant kids. Uh,
Those are called cells.
Build Back Better will pay for itself. That was a Joe Biden mainstream media hoax. Trump overpowered Secret Service for wheel of the limo. Trump mocked a reporter's disability. Officer in the January 6th, Officer Sicknick, who died the day after January 7th because of heart failure. The hoax there was he was murdered by protesters. January 6th was an insurrection. Uh, don't say gay was in a bill. That was never in a bill, ever. And I've got 35 of them here. 35 hoaxes that the mainstream media, or actually the left, fanned the fanning of the flames of the media that bring this to life. So here we are today talking about the most recent hoax. Well, let me back up. Have any of us in the past 2 weeks have we heard one thing about Epstein? Seriously, one thing.
Actually, the pictures came out. Those
Okay,
Democrats, but
if
nothing other than that.
if you follow the mainstream media and the left up until a couple of weeks ago, Epstein was the big deal. Remember what a
Right,
Crockett was up there saying all these,
right.
but in the last 2 weeks it's gone quiet. Why? Because now the new hoax is that Trump and Pete Hegseth are bombing drug boats and killing innocent people. And in that hoax is, and I heard him last night. Sammy's going to play a video for you of the congressman. You got that one? You
Yes,
got right.
saying
So
that it's
you'll hear that in
illegal.
just a second. And he's talking about we refer to these boat drug runners as narco terrorists, and the left used to refer to them going back to Clinton and Biden when he was in Senate as narco terrorists. Now all of a sudden they're not narco terrorists. They're people that are driving boats with tons of narcotics on them. Yeah, that dude. So listen to this guy. Does it say his name up there? Time is his last name. I can't remember what state he's from, but this is a sitting congressman. Listen to what this dude says.
One of the many troubling aspects about these lethal attacks in the Caribbean against supposedly drug dealing boats. Now, we don't know that because unlike our counterterrorism programs, the Congress is not being told who were on these boats, how they were identified, what the intelligence was. Totally different thing. Congress is being told nothing on this, and that's okay, apparently, with the Republican majorities in the House and the Senate. It's not okay with me. I'm going to leave a little bit of a crack in the door here because, again, the White House has not shared what they believe their legal justification is. They did put out a memo. I will tell you that based on what I know now and the reading of that memo, these are illegal killings. They are illegal killings because the notion that the United States, and this is what the administration says is their justification, is involved in an armed conflict with any drug dealers, Venezuelan drug dealers, is ludicrous. It wouldn't stand up in a single court of law.
They say they've designated them as terrorists.
It doesn't matter.
Therefore,
It doesn't matter.
they can
There's
use those
lots of
words.
people who have been designated terrorists. That does not automatically give the authority to take lethal action. So their legal justifications are laughable. And again, unless they want to share more than what they've shared with me, these are illegal killings. And what amazes me about that is that the president, of course, thanks to this very compliant Supreme Court, has been given absolute immunity. But what about the Secretary of Defense? What about the deputy? What about everybody else in
Okay,
that
that's
chain
good,
of
Sam. We've
command?
heard enough.
Right on down to the guy who's pulling a trigger.
So imagine, you don't have to imagine it. You just heard it. And there are dozens of other congressmen and women and senators lined up behind this dude to say the same thing. He's talking about the cartel. The cartel, whether it's from their source is from China, is from Venezuela, is from Colombia, is from any other place that's known for drugs, and the cartel then markets and sells and makes billions upon billions by uh, drug running them, whether it's through boat across the border hidden in seats and wherever. We've seen them. We've seen drugs hidden in all sorts of places by the cartel. This is a sitting congressman saying, we're the bad guys here. What those people are bringing over is killing hundreds of thousands of people in America, some of which are his electorate. And he's saying we're the bad guys. It isn't that these guys, the drug owners, are committing illegal acts. It's that America, the administration, is committing illegal acts. And I find it, not only do I find it offensive, I find it like I literally just want to sit that guy down and say, what in the world is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? The claim, as Jeff and I talked about in show prep, right now, in one part of this, is that the military, Coast Guard, I don't know if it's Coast Guard actually, but one branch of the military, maybe multiple, are shooting these gun drug runner boats, and we see videos of it.
Right.
And we see videos of these. I mean, they're flying across the water. They're loaded with, I think the last one I saw was $7 million worth of narcotics. There's a staff or a crew of 4, 5, 6, or 7, depending on the size of the boat, as we talked about the other day. And we bomb them. We stop the boat. We destroy all the drugs. And now the big thing is, because one video showed after the smoke cleared that there were apparently 2 survivors, and we don't know anything about them. We don't know if they, both their legs were gone, whatever, they're flopping in the water, and more shots come in and they kill them. These guys are saying it's a war crime. Well, I mean, can you just use your common sense? You can cite dozens upon dozens without having to do any research of examples where multiple shots have had to be taken in order to finish the job. So in a war, which with naming these folks terrorists allows the administration more latitude to do what it's doing, and I applaud them. I don't want these drugs coming over here. I got people in my life. You got people in your life. Sammy's got people in his life. He's going to have kids one of these days. We don't want that stuff floating around here. And anybody thinks it doesn't float around and walks at you, you're wrong. So it makes it to every part of the country. I think it's absurd that these guys get away with saying that they're war crimes and that they're more concerned about narco terrorists, the cartel, than they are about American citizens. It's shameful.
You know what I'm really surprised about? That we're not hearing. Do you remember when there was chitter chatter? Hadn't heard it in a while about the drugs that had been coming across from Cuba in the bales and of cocaine, and that the sharks and other fish were eating them and all getting high.
Yeah, I mean,
I hadn't heard anything about that on this.
yeah, I mean, it's if it weren't so infuriating, offensive, and I'm not one to be offended. Otherwise, I'd be offended all the time, given the things that are said online. Uh, but it is offensive when an elected official is pulling for the cartel and pulling against the administration. It's dumb, it's offensive, it's dishonest. And the last thing I'll say on this is their theory is, if you can imagine this, in the situation where the 2 men or 2 people, presumably men, survived the first explosion, that we're supposed to literally drop nets or whatever those little cart things, you sit in, baskets, get those guys out of the water, bring them to America, put them in a hospital, and then give them their due rights. Rachel Maddow, got to give them their due rights, or we got to go to where the
I've
source
never heard
is.
that extremeness. I
Yeah.
really just thought that their point was, you take prisoners of war, you take, you don't kill.
Yeah. Well,
But nobody's saying you have to rescue them. Is anybody
no,
saying
that's
it?
what they're saying.
Well,
What else are you going to do? If so, you think the left's going to say, well, you didn't bomb them a second time, but you left them there. That's almost worse, as we were talking about. So the idea that a second shot finished the job is somehow a war crime is laughable. You're talking about laughable. That guy's laughable. It's just infuriating. And Brian Harrison's our state rep here in the state of Texas. We have Jake Elzy, who's our United States congressman, uh, represents our district. Neither one of those guys would argue against what I'm saying to you. I doubt it. If they are, then we need to highlight that. But this hoax, like these rest of them, every one of these were proven to be false.
right.
So we can put this one as the number 36, and in a few months we'll look back and say it's all a joke. That's how these people do what they do. All right, so there you have it. Let's see. Let me get back to the agenda. Let's hear a poem from Texas poet Jeffrey Lynch. What you got today?
I got a little something called A Gift. It was written on Christmas morning, first day that I'd actually met the pastor at our church. I won't go into the whole meaning for what happened there, but let's just remember how we treat each other can be one of the gifts that you give at Christmas time.
Probably the best gift.
December 25th, 2021. Today I paid a man a compliment. His reply was quick, and I loved what it meant. He said, "It's a gift." This response gave me a lift. No hemming or hawing or fake compliment denying. No, "oh, you're too kind," ever crossed his mind. Instead, he passed his praise to the Almighty One, knowing that's where his talents had truly begun. God passes out gifts even before we are born. We can use them or lose them and be subject to scorn. Make the most of your gifts while deflecting away praise. Let admirers know that it's simply how you were made.
Yep. Very good.
Thank
Very good. You know, it's hard to be. Sometimes people will say, "Oh, you don't have." Somebody will say, "Have you ever had somebody you give them something?
Oh, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, or you didn't have. You don't have to tell me thank you, that sort of thing." People need to be able to be kind receivers.
Yeah,
We need to be kind receivers.
right.
We think of giving as the key, and it is. But you know, when people give us something, we just simply should say thank you.
Yeah,
That you
and
appreciate it.
somebody pays you a compliment.
Yeah,
That's what this is all about.
yeah,
It's just
yeah,
it's a gift.
yeah.
It was a gift.
To say, oh yeah, no, I know you don't. You know, just be a great receiver if you can. All righty, it's time for
Today in
our
history.
day in history, which we are learning more and more. Um, oh, I got to tell you, last night on a show. Oh, The Floor was on last night. That's our
Yeah,
favorite game show.
we watched that
You
too.
did you like it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
snoozed a little bit.
But you know, you learn stuff in the
Yeah, you do.
process. And there was a segment last night about presidents. There was a 72-year-old guy against a younger lady, and she won the face off. And but in the process, they would give three clues of a president, and you had to figure out who it is.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun,
Hmm.
and we knew most of them, but there were some we didn't.
Did you feel that you gotten better?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And I
Yeah,
know Sam has been
yeah.
growing
Sammy's
by
gotten
leaps
better.
and bounds,
Yeah.
and we love to see that. Six entries today. I went 5-2 with the good fortune of one one bonus. Here we go. General George Washington bade farewell to his Continental Army officers at Fraunces Tavern in New York.
1793.
1751.
1783.
Oh, by 10.
Police arrested some 800 students at the University of California, Berkeley,
Yeah.
sometimes called UCal Berkeley,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
one day after the students stormed the administration building and staged a massive sit-in to protest the university's restrictions on political activity on campus.
1912.
1960.
1964.
That's a big jump.
You know,
That is a big
back
jump.
in the hippy dippy peace days, a sit-in was a effective way of demonstrating without killing
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
How nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
We could use more of
Imagine
that.
that. Yeah.
Fred Hampton and Mark Clark of the Black Panther Party were shot and killed during a raid by Chicago police.
1969.
74.
The bonus is in
Let's
effect for the young
go.
man. Yes, sir. Good
Very
job.
good, Sammy.
Good job.
69.
After being abducted and held hostage for nearly 7 years, Hezbollah militants in Lebanon, Associated Press correspondent Terry Anderson, was freed from captivity.
1974.
1985.
91, you're in.
Oh, good.
Okay. Those of you who don't watch this all the time, you get 7 years latitude.
Yeah.
Either way, you get a bonus for hitting it on the head. A North Carolina man fired several shots from an assault rifle inside Comet King Pong, a Washington, D.C. pizzeria, as he attempted to investigate an online conspiracy theory that prominent Democrats were harboring child sex slaves at the restaurant. No one was hurt and the man surrendered.
1996.
2003.
2016.
Wow, big jump.
Comet Ping Pong Pizzeria.
Yeah, never heard of it.
And we close with Don't Let Me Down. Get your bonus.
Let
It's
Me
here for the
Down.
taking.
Okay.
Okay. United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was fatally shot on a Midtown Manhattan sidewalk. The accused shooter, Luigi Mangione, has pleaded not guilty to state and federal charges.
2024.
Don't say it with a question
A
mark.
year
Say it
ago.
with
I was gonna say
say it with
2025.
conviction.
Yeah,
I
no,
was gonna
it's
say
The
2025.
bonus
be
is in
today.
effect. The bonus
yeah, it
is
was
in
like this
effect.
day last year.
Yeah.
This day.
Cold
Oh
blood.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cold-blooded murder. Yeah. Oh, we both got bonuses. So I finished at 5 and 2.
Mm.
What did you finish at?
6 and 2.
Very good, Sammy.
3 and 4.
Well, you had a bonus.
You had 2
Yeah,
bonuses.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you had
Got
2
3
bonuses.
right,
And then 2 bonuses, so 5.
5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 wrong.
We didn't have that many. You know, Sammy will never be a mathematician. Let me put it
No,
that
I
way.
won't. I won't.
All right.
It's hash, but whenever you get 2, write down 2 instead of the hash.
Yeah, no,
mark. Yeah.
we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in total.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
so
I
I was
got
5 and 2 because I had a bonus. So you can only have, I mean,
I got a bonus. I
you
got
got
1
2
right.
bonuses.
Oh, I did good.
Okay,
You
good.
did great. You got the
You good.
you
You did good,
you did
Sam.
good.
All
Very
right, do you
good.
have
All
your
right. Yeah, I do.
All
Are you
right.
ready?
All right, what
Challenge us
So
again.
this is a book that I found that I really enjoy. I have no idea to its veracity of truth. It says the name of the
Oh,
book.
wait a minute. I
No,
thought
I'm
these
just
were all
telling you. I
substantiated.
haven't looked up Shane Carley and say, is this guy, his book, you know, where I haven't looked up all his bookmarks.
So
But
Sam,
it's
anytime you got it
true
wrong,
fact. Yeah, you can just say, oh, that's, you don't know. True facts that sound like he uses the word BS. And so today's true or false issue is true or false? Left-handed people, you're left-handed, yes?
Mhm.
Left-handed people live an average of 9 years longer than right-handed people.
That's true. I've heard that before.
Well, I could argue it's false because so many things are set up against us, but I'll just
So
say
true.
false
False.
for
The
contrarian.
answer is false.
Oh.
It's just the opposite. in
Oh,
fact.
really?
Right-handed people live an average of 9 years longer than left-handed people.
The whole
I
world is set up against us.
I couldn't imagine being left-handed,
We're the largest minority in the world that gets 0 preferential treatment.
especially like writing on a paper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean
It's horrible.
yeah, or golf. There's
Yeah.
so few left-handed golfers. My buddy Tim, who recently passed away, everything was right-handed. Everything was right except golf. He played golf left-handed. I'm like, why'd you do that?
Terry got it right. Terry said false. He also said enjoy it as always, guys. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you, bud. Hope you're
Thanks,
feeling better.
Terry.
All right, we're closing today with a shout out to our show sponsor, Hoosier Custom Meats, HOOSER, custommeats.com. They're in Italy, Texas. Italy, and produce and make available for your stomach and mind the best organic beef around in all sorts of different ways. Steaks, cutlets, I don't know, whatever else you can think of. So check them out. HoosersCustomMeats.com, 903-688-1446, 903-688-1446, HooserCustomMeats.com. We will be back. Today's Thursday. We'll be back on Tuesday at noon. Have a great weekend. It's still going to be cold for the next few days, so stay warm. Thank you for being here.
Have a great day and try to put a smile on somebody's face today.